we've got the Dwarfie Stane. So the first one, we've got the Manchester Spinners 224.22 against the Gloucester Wolfpack 93.96. The Birmingham Bears 251.17 against the Laggersborough Lemons 199.60. Rainy Cardinals 225 up against the Not Cold Knockouts 168.21. Blue Toon Texans up to 3-3 196.92 against the Bangham Sharks 174.0. The Cork Red Army 208.31 against the 144.83 Pillwood Patriots. The Q Kings 157.67 up against the Plymouth Assassins 216.80. Gloucester Wolfpack.
The Birmingham Bears are going to be cheesing, very, very cheesing at the moment. You know, second highest score of the week in the whole OrkneyBowl, 251 points. The only team at 5-1. Yeah, they're going to be. They're looking at playoffs now. They're looking at how they get to Division 3 and where's the money at. That's what they're looking at this season now.
Well,
you know,
this is their first season as well. So
you've got right up to 5th place, Blue Toon Texans at 3-3. That's so the 3 and 3s are up to 5th. So no one's out of this because I don't think there's any O's in this one either. So everybody's in this one. This is a wide open league again.
2 and 4 is the lowest.
So the bottom teams. The bottom team 1-1 could get them into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd have to score a lot of points, but 1-1 could get them into playoff spots. So yeah, this is as open a league as we have at the moment. The Birmingham Bears are loving the carnage that will ensue behind them,
and their team looks pretty good.
Be looking to run onto title. I mean, Jackson, Kamara, Walker, Samuel. Stop me when I get to a bad one. You know, but
we got Tracy Bigsby played for Selbert.
Terry McLaurin starting to get on with Daniels better now, which will be pleasing for him to see. You know, you've got Lockett there on the bench, Keenan Allen on the bench, very playable. Jennings very playable. Watson's back, very playable. Yeah, Kelsey on bye week, Brooks to come back in, Tour to come back in. It's a cracking team. You know, you always look at a team's bench to see how good it is. You know, it's not the starters. Everyone's got good starters. It's who's on the bench. That's the difference between a good team and an average team. You know, is the bench.
But it's like even the other weekend, the Laggersborough Lemons 4-2, 199 points. Will beat most teams, but unfortunately, you come up against
just ran into one. But see, when you're at 4-1, that's fine. You don't mind that. You're 4-2. It's, you know, you don't want to be dragged into the May. You don't want to be dragged into the playoff. You know, you want to get there as soon as possible. I get that, of course you do. But when you're 4-1, you've run into 250 points. You don't lose sleep.
Yeah, so there's Blue Toon Texans. You've got Burrow, Irvin, Swift, Chase, Smith, Ryan Thomas, Brock Bowers, Jerry Judy, Jack Smith and Jigba, Tyler Bass, Will Anderson had a cracking game. Josh Hines didn't do much, but then you had Pearce on it. But barring that big long touchdown, Pearce didn't actually do much. It was a 54-yard touchdown. He's
that one touchdown.
Next scored 30 points. You had Brian Robinson out, Kieran Williams on a bye, Jalen Polk did nothing much. Conquest, but yeah, so he's got Pacheco and IR, Kieran on a bye, Brian Robinson will be back in soon. Which obviously,
I mean, that's all good because I do still think Swift's going to fall away. I'm still not on the Swift train, not yet. But I mean, you'll be delighted to watch
against. So
Swift's done up for him. He's got a lot. It's a lot of good players there, you know. With you look at the wide receivers as well. He's got Chase, Smith, Thomas. You know, all of those running backs on the bench ready to come in. Bowers there. It's a very good team, you know. It's
a very good team.
That's why they're now.
That's why they're the second highest scoring team in the division, I think.
And I say, you know, Michael's got form for this, you know, and being the regular season maestro. So at 3-3 as well, couple of games behind, he'll be sitting quite happy now. You know, he'll be sitting comfortable.
So next week we have the Manchester Spinners 3-3 against the Q Kings 2-4, Birmingham Bears 5-1 up against the 2-4 Cork Red Army. We've got the Gloucester Wolfpack 3-3 up against the Rainy Cardinals 4-2, Blue Toon Texans 3-3 up against the 2-4 Pillwood Patriots. You've got the Bangham Sharks 2-4 against the Plymouth Assassins 2-4. Then you got Laggers with Lemon 4-2 up against the Not Cold Pockets 4-2. You got 2 4-2s against you, but the 2-2-4s is a big because there's so many 2 and 4s. You don't want to be one left behind.
That's it. The 2 4-2s playing each other's massive for this division, you know, and it's. But I mean, it could really, you know, when you've just played the kind of 2 and 4 bang Sharks and that, the Bluetoon Texans have got a good matchup again this week. You know, when they're on a big win streak and get if they can beat the Fullwood Patriots this week, that'll really put Michael flying. And of course, you know, he's
Yeah, because one of
is
them
that
are
a
going to
3-game win
lose.
streak he's on? Yeah, so
What's that?
one of them, you know, so
Yeah.
moving up onwards and upwards. The Birmingham Bears, they've got a get, you know, at 5-1, you don't want to be running into them, and it's the team who's running into them again. Johnny, take me up. Sorry, the
Cork Red
Cork Red
Army.
Army. Yeah, so they're at 2-4. At 2-4, you don't want to be. The last thing you want to be doing is running into a team that's just scored 250 points and they're 5-1. You know, so
A 4-game win streak. Yeah.
hard week for the Cork Red Army. That in a week that, you know, they kind of need to find something, they need to do something. But when you're up against the big ones, you know, that's when it happens. I say it all the time. It's when it happens, when you're the massive underdog. That's when something happens, good happens, and you find a win from nowhere.